Hi guys, welcome back to the Forgetful Scholar, and this week we're gonna do a book tag because I read no books this week. It's just one of those weeks. It was really busy. It was also just a busy time, holidays and preparation, and it was my brother's birthday week, so it's been nuts. So anyway, I'm going to do Get to Know My Taste tag, created by Samantha. Our thoughts on tomes. I'm gonna put everything in the description. It's sort of a follow-up to New on Booktube tag. It's sort of just, that's how I understand that this was created for, to kind of get to know the creator once they're kind of in their style after a couple years. So, first question. How do you rate books? Give a quick rundown on how you do your star rating system, or if you don't use a star rating system, how do you evaluate books? Okay, so 5-star is I loved it, I'm gonna reread it, and also it is a book that I would recommend to someone who wants to get in that genre. So like if someone wants to get into historical romances, I would say, hey, try Angel from Johanna Lindsey, 5 stars, reread it a bunch of times. I think it's a great example of what the genre is, and hopefully that would like get them interested in the genre, right? So it's a book that I think would get someone interested in a genre that they're just trying out. 4 stars, I enjoyed myself. I liked it. Probably wouldn't be a reread, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't suggest it for someone who I want to get hooked in the genre, but it's a book that I really enjoyed. Okay, 3, I liked it fine. I don't love it, I don't hate it, but this probably means I found a new author I could, deep dive into their archives and read all their stuff, So 3 is like a solid B. I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it. There might be 1 or 2 things that I didn't jive with, but that's cool. I am now going to binge every book you have written. 2, didn't really like it. Wasn't for me, but something in the story, dog scratching at the carpet again. Something in the story makes me want to explore this author, give them a chance, read another book from theirs, maybe read 2 different books from them, see if it's just this story to jive with or if it's the author overall. 1, I didn't like it. I don't want to give the author a try. Not for me, does not jive. I just don't want to, right? Okay, now Soft DNF. Now 1, I hated it, but I finished it, and there's just something I didn't like it. Now Soft DNF comes from being a mood reader. I'm just not in the mood for this book. It's not jiving with me. But I think if I was in a different mood, I would really enjoy it. So it's put off to the side for now. And a hard DNF, or DNF, I hated it, didn't like it, will never read this author again. Couldn't get myself to finish it. Couldn't bribe myself to finish it. Not even the age-old, if I finish this book, I'll have a cookie. Nope, couldn't do it. So that also means I'll probably never try that author again. So that's my rating system. Question 2, how do you approach reviewing books? What's your review style? Are you analytical, emotional, casual, or structured? I try to be analytical and structured, but it always comes off more emotional. Every time I try to put in notes, try to be like, okay, the plot has holes. Oh, I hate when a plot has holes. I try to be very Vulcan about it, but I'm always just so emotional. I'm an emotional reader. I can't help it. So like basically when I review books, it's like, I love it and here's why. I hated it and here's why. But yeah, I try to be more analytical about it, but it always comes off emotional. So the book reviews are like, I loved it. Okay, why did I love it? Let me try to explain. Let me try to get you guys to love it too. Why did I hate it? Okay, let me explain why I hated it. And maybe, you guys would hate it too. So or understand why I hated it. So that's how it goes. No matter how hard I try. 3, what's the book that made you a reader? Whether it's your first favorite or the one that got you hooked, what book started it all? I would say Secret Circle from L.J. Smith. When I was a kid, it was just 3 books. I know it expanded past that, but No. Just stop at the 3 original books. The trilogy was perfect. It's a YA, young adults fantasy series. It's a so it's about this young girl, Cassie, who moves to Salem with her mom, who's a single mom. She doesn't know who her dad is. And they move into this cul-de-sac that's kind of weird. And all the kids her age are kind of weird. And let's not forget, there was a death of someone that was her age, and that's how she has room to move there. Kind of weird. So like, it's a real, like, those 3 books, phenomenal, got me hooked on reading. Again, just the 3 books. Do not venture past the 3 books unless you like horrible books. Because some people love reading horrible books and they find joy in that. I kind of wish it was me. I just get mad. Again, emotional, can't help it. But those 3 books got me hooked. They got me hooked. Okay. 4, do you have a genre niche? Are there certain genres you gravitate towards, or do you read widely across genres? So I gravitate towards historical romance and cozy mysteries. I'm trying to expand my reading genres to science fiction, fantasy, suspense. Like, I'm just trying to expand it a little bit more. But those are definitely the ones I fall back on, you know? But I'm trying to, especially fantasy. But I don't like a lot of fantasy, but I'm trying. Okay, 5. Do you generally prefer character-driven or plot-driven stories? Ooh, that's a tough one. Taking the 2 genres I like, historical romance is more character-heavy, whereas cozy mystery is more plot-driven, right? Because mystery has to be plot-heavy and has to have a coherent plot with clues, no holes, right? Whereas romance, if the romance is really, really great, I don't mind if the rest of the story is the plot's a little boring. Although my favorite historical romance have a fantastically intricate plot with them. So if those 2 things come together, chef's kiss, perfect, no notes, I love it. So I guess it depends on what genre, right? Because if I'm reading cozy mystery that's just character heavy and the plots are shit, I'm gonna be furious. If I'm reading a romance where the character are shit but the plot is phenomenal, I'm still gonna be pissed. So it kind of depends on which genre you're reading, right? So in a perfect world, both of those would be amazing, but depends what genre. If it's romance, I'm okay with it being character heavy. If it's cozy mystery, I'm okay with it being more plot intense, but the opposite is not true. Did that make sense? I don't even know if I felt like that wasn't even words. What's a book you love so much that you don't care if others don't like it? What's that one book you love enough for everyone? So this would have to be Angel from Johanna Lindsey. I love that book so much. It's 5 stars for me. It's a historical romance. It takes place during the Wild West days, and it's basically and physically it's like Texas and Wyoming. That's where the majority of the plot happens. I love it. Angel is a gunslinger. He's known throughout the West as the Angel of Death. And I believe, yeah, Cassie, she is Johanna Lindsey. And look at this beautiful old-fashioned cover. Anyway, he's known as the Angel of Death. And Cassie is meddling. She has such a heart of gold. She just wants to fix things, you know, because childhood trauma, right? And everyone thinks Angel's so terrifying and big and bad, but really, like, most of the time, he's socially anxious. And the plot surrounding who's after her, and then the mystery of his, because he was kidnapped as a child, so his parents, like, chef's kiss. Talk about the perfect blending of characters and plot, because who would think someone, the Angel of Death, would be like, oh shoot, should I dress up for dinner? I don't know if I should dress up to dinner. I don't know what to say, so I'm just gonna be quiet. Less words works best. And then Cassie's like, I have to fix everything. Like, I love them both so much, right? Cassie's parents are characters. We can't forget her pet. Love her pet. No, I'm not going to say what it is. It's wild, but it also makes sense within the story. I love that book so much, and I don't care if people hate it. 5 stars. It's one of the books, like, if someone's interested in getting into historical romance, I'm always like, okay, so what do you want to read? Pirates, lords, aliens, gunslingers, like, what are you, you know, mercenaries, medieval knights, like, what's your poison, you know? And if they're like gunslingers, that's the one I go to, you know? So I think I talked about this book so much on this channel. Anyway, what's a book wait a minute. Oh, okay. So number 7, what's a book you love so much that if someone doesn't like it, you know your reading tastes don't align? The book or books where a difference of opinion is a strong indicator of a different reading preference. So I know you guys are going to expect I'm going to say Angel. I'm not. I'm actually not. I'm going to say Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. Now, it is a progression RPG fantasy, or sci-fi fantasy. I've heard it. Let's just say it falls under the fantasy umbrella, right? Now, this book has like humor, a strong plot structure, found family, strength in adversity, really surprisingly touching moments about, and like the human psyche, how it could break down and how it could be built back up, and how like found family can give you that strength. Like, there's a lot in it. It's not just a guy in his boxers and a talking cat fighting in a video game. There is that, but there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of layers. There's a lot of social commentary, capitalism commentary. There's a lot in it, right? And because of that, if someone's like, oh no, I hated it, or I was so bored I didn't finish, I know we don't have the same sense of humor. We don't have the same preferences and themes. We don't have the same adventure preferences and stories. Like, I think it's a good indicator, you know? Like, if someone doesn't like it, then I'm like, oh, that's cool, just don't mesh. And that's cool. But I think that for me is a really strong indicator of reading preferences. And I know you thought I was going to say romance. No, I think romance is a little less complicated. Or maybe more so with the rise of dark romance. And romantasy, I'm not really sure. I don't want to touch that. But I will say Dungeon Crawler Carl, because like I said, the themes, the structure, the commentary, especially the humor, because I think it's hilarious. So like, baseline, we have very different humor preferences, you know? Okay. I know, I think I might have surprised you guys on that, right? Or not, depending on how long you guys been here and known how obsessed I am about that series. And yes, I'm gonna read book 7 soon. It's like 600 pages. And the other books I read on Kindle first. And now that I have the hard copy, I see how big it is. It's a little intimidating, but I'm working my way up to it. Okay, 8. I was gonna do 8. Anyway, what is your trash pocket? What books, tropes, themes that you know are bad, but you love them anyway? So, enemies to lovers is one of the tropes I love the most, but it's also one of the tropes that can get so toxic so quickly. And it's one of those that is a very fine line, because if they're not enemies enough, well, it's like, no, this is like slightly dislike to lovers. It's not enemies to lovers, you know? The stakes don't feel there. And if it's too much, like if you go too much in the enemy direction, then it's like, ooh, I don't think I would ever forgive that. How are they together? So it's a trope that's very finicky, but when it's done well, oh, it's so good. I love it so much. But yes, I am aware it's very toxic, and I am aware that a lot of dark romances spawn from this, and I'm not a fan of dark romance first place. Like, it's not my genre. I've tried a couple books. It's fine. It's not really my thing. But from what I hear on the booktube verse, some of those books go too far into the enemies and not enough in the redemption part for me to really say it's a good version of that. personally. So I think that is like my trash pocket. Like that is the trope that's probably the most toxic, but I love so much. But it's so hard to get right. So hard to get right. Okay. Question number 4. Do you have any deal breakers in books? Something that, if present, immediately turns you off from that book? Yes. And because it's YouTube, I'm going to have to say it as grape instead of what it is. But you're all intelligent beings. You know what I'm saying. I can understand books that have that happen to the main character you care about, and then seeing that main character put themselves back together, getting revenge or moving on or the like. Yes. I find it very triggering. I don't want to read it in my escape. And a lot of times I feel like authors don't handle it well, and they use it as a personality trait for the main character instead of actually giving the character a personality. When I was younger, I read a couple fantasy books where that happened to the main girl, and that seemed to be her whole personality, which is just feels like a very lazy way to write a bad character personally. And you know, again, this goes back to me not liking dark romance. I know that's a subject in a lot of them, so no thanks. I don't think that's romantic. Personally, I understand how people can read it and they find it cathartic and they're working through things and that's fine, absolutely. For me, I'm done. You're dead to me. I have read books where one of the love interests is a survivor of, and it's not on the page. It happens before the series even starts, and that affects them in certain aspects, and having them overcome it, beautifully done. But having it on the page right there, as you know, as a personality trait, as forced trauma to make your character grow because you can't figure out anything else, is kind of asinine personally and lazy. So not only do I find it triggering, I find it very lazy. So as a trope, I find it very lazy. So that is a definitely no, not reading this book, not reading any books for me. That's my hard line. I don't think that's a hard boundary for me, and I don't think it's ridiculous. Anyway, what is a strong opinion you have about a book release within the last year, whether it's overrated, underrated, or just you need to share? So it's not so much a book release because I think they released like 3 books this year. It's more of an author, Frida McFadden. I don't get it. She seemed really popular. People like her suspense books. I read one of them. I found it really boring and cliche and kind of felt like I read that book before. A little, you know, suspiciously too much like other stories. Anyway, allegedly, whatever. I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Just not my thing. And sometimes when you don't get the hype, like this happened with me with Fourth Wing 2. I just didn't get the hype, so you kind of feel like you're missing out on stuff. But then I realized, like, no, I'm a grown-ass woman. It's fine that I don't like I don't need to like everything other people like. That's weird. That would be weird. I would be a pod person then. So yeah, I just don't get the hype. I just don't, you know. Okay, question 11. What do you look for in writing? What makes a book stand out to you? Is it prose style, themes, voice, structure, or something else? See, that's very hard. That's hard to say because I would say themes, voice, and structure is so important. It's so important for a good story, right? Again, it depends on what genre, I think, right? Because some genres you could be a little bit more forgiving, but I love books like the Vera Wong series. Vera is such a character, you feel like you're reading about a real person. She just kind of pops out of the page. She's not perfect. She has these like mannerisms and little incongruities that you could... Did I use that right? Word right? No, I don't think I did. Anyway, that you could see that being, you know, in your aged auntie or, you know, your neighbor across, like, there's just something so visceral about her that I love. So I think voice is so important. I think character is so important. But plot and themes, like, what is a story without a theme, right? What is a story without a structure? What is a story without a voice? Like, that is so difficult. I think the best books have all of that. For me, again, I think it depends on the genre, you know? Like Carl from Dungeon Crawler Carl, he feels like he's a buddy of mine. Like, he feels like he could, maybe because I'm friends with a lot of veterans, but he feels like he's just part of the friend group. Like, he just feels so real, and that's such a wonderful thing when the character has such a voice and such a character. But like, everything's important. That's why books are not easy. I know a lot of people are like, well, I'm gonna write a book, it's easy. It's not easy. If you want to write a good book, that's not easy, my friend. And if you write a good book, congratulations. That is freaking difficult. So I think all of them are important. I know, what a cop-out answer, but here we are. And I don't know why my voice is doing this. Anyway. Number 12, how do you decide what to read next? Do you plan ahead, mood read, or follow external factors, hype, recommendations, arcs? So I'm a mood reader through and through. I don't get arcs. If I try to do planning, I slip into a huge reading slump. Reading's not fun for me. I don't want to do it. So I just go with how I feel. I have my TBR, both digital and physical, and I'm like, let me look through those. Anything jumps out at me, cool, I feel like reading this, right? Or if nothing jumps out at me, then I'm like, okay, let me revisit one of my favorites, gets me in the mood to read. Okay, now am I in the mood for something? I learned the hard way this year because I had such a horrible reading slump not to plan, because then I don't want to do it. I know, it's really hard being in this head. Let me just tell you. Where do you get inspiration for booktube content? What sparks your video ideas, other creators, trends, personal reading experiences? I would say other creators that I watch. If I see something that looks like fun, I want to do it. Or if I didn't read that this week and I see a cute book tag, I want to do it. Also, reading experiences. I mean, I started this during the plague we do not speak about. I don't know if it's still tagged on YouTube or not. Because I was reading all these books and no one in my bubble read any of the same books I did. So I just wanted to talk to somebody about it. So that's why, it starts. Okay, question number 4. If you could make any book go viral right now, what would it be? A book you think deserves more attention and why? So not so much a book, but a series. Or an author? Can I just do a blanket author? Because I think Jordan L. Hawk needs to be more hype about them. They are an incredible author. I love so many of their book series. I feel like, and I watch a lot of booktube and everything like that, and I've never seen one person talk about them, and their books are phenomenal. Found Family, love. There's a bit creepiness to their books, fun. Historical romances, all over it. Identity issues, phenomenal. A huge queer representative, give me it. I'll eat it up. Yum, I love it. Please, some more. And there's creepy pasta paranormal stuff woven in. I love their stuff. And Wrath and Ruin book 4 just came out a couple months ago. Devoured it, loved it. I always love their stuff. Phenomenal craftsmen. They make amazing romances, amazing characters, amazing plots, amazing storylines. I love their stuff so much, and I don't get why I never hear anything about them on booktube. Jordan L. Hawk, phenomenal. Just go read them. Just go read them right now. Go. I'll wait. I'm waiting. Okay, question number 5. Who are some booktubers that reading taste is similar to yours? So Brandy reads. We have similar tastes. She reads a lot of historical romances too, a lot of contemporary, she's a romance reader. And I feel like 8 out of 10 times we like the same book, maybe not as much, but we have similar tastes, 8 out of 10, right? Unlike Katie Coulson, for instance, I love her stuff, but we have opposite tastes. If she loves a book, I know I'm gonna hate it. If I hate a book, I know she's gonna love it. That. What is this? Mansfield Park, hated it. Didn't even want to talk about it. I hated it so much. She loves it. Cool. She couldn't finish the first book of Dungeon Crawler Carl. I freaking love that series. So like, when I watch her things and she's like, oh, she hates the book, I pick it up because I'm like, oh, like 9 times out of 10, I'm going to love that book. If she loves the book, don't even bother. Because I tried before, hated it. Then it's like 9 out of 10, I'm going to hate it. But Brandy reads, she like mentions this book, I read it, I'm like, oh, like 8 out of 10 times I enjoyed myself. It might not be my 5-star, but I enjoyed myself. So she and I have similar tastes. And I think it's good to have creators that have similar taste than you and opposite taste, you know, because you never know, right? So I like to do that. Anyway, that's it. I hope you don't mind the book tag. Anyway, I don't want to, but it's time for me to get back to the real world. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.